This is Leo Cloutier with Malice Toward None. Tonight we bring to you excerpts from the speech rendered by the president of the New York Yankees, Mike Burke, at the Manchester, New Hampshire baseball dinner held recently. This dinner is regarded as the largest of its kind in the country. 2,100 people attended the feast. Here is Mike Burke.
Mrs. Rolfe, Governor, ladies and gentlemen. Last September, when Kuzma, Svoboda, and Clendenin were making that magic around New York, across the river at Yankee Stadium, we played the smaller crowds than this. So I appreciate every one of you here. I sent about that time, when they were about to pick up the marbles, I sent a letter of congratulations to their boss. Told them I hope they take it all the way. Told them that as a New Yorker, I was ecstatic with their success. As a baseball person, I was immensely pleased. But as a Yankee, I considered suicide the easy option. But I was especially delighted to know that Jerry Kuzman and Ron Svoboda were here tonight, and I was going to see them again. I don't intentionally leave out Don Clendenin, but Jerry and Ron and I have lived in the same city for a longer time. I think Don got there with some kind of a hesitation step. He was delayed en route. But I just want to say about these boys, you all know about the great things they do on the field. As a person that sees them a lot off the field, I want to tell you that they're two of the nicest kids you could ever want to meet, in and out of uniform. And they're typical of the kind of boys that play in our game. I'm also delighted to have Brooks as a daddy. You ever said that before? And you've heard 1,001 stories tonight. I'd like to just take a second or two to say one partially serious word about all of sports, but perhaps particularly about baseball and especially baseball players in this very sort of mechanized, computerized, depersonalized age that we often live in. In baseball, individualism, is everything. You heard about, you saw, you thrilled to, the great Svoboda catch, the great job that Kuzman did on the mound, Don Clendenin's long hits, squibblers that Brooks Robinson picked up that no one else in the world could have picked up. And I think the most beautiful infield play I saw in the series was Mark Belanger's going so far to his right you couldn't believe it, and jumping up in the air and turning and throwing a ball to second base for a force out. If it wasn't the greatest play in the series, it certainly was the most beautiful. So individualism, an individual's performance in baseball really is everything. And in this game, where you have one man with a bat and one man with a ball, and they're out there naked and alone, absolutely on their own, one man pitting his skill and his courage against another man's skill and courage. And I don't think you have that in any other circumstance in life, even in another sport. And a batter, the Svobodas, the Robinsons, the Clendenins, 4 or 5 times a day are required to go to the plate, as they say, naked and alone, and give their best. The manager, the general manager, the front office, the fans say, all right, let's see it now, fellas, let's see the best you've got. And they give it. And none of us, whether we're in the advertising business or in the phone company or wherever, get called up in front of the boss 4 or 5 times a day and have him say to us, let's see the best you've got. So you really want to keep this in mind, I think, when you watch these boys playing baseball. They're out there all on their own. There's no faking it. They do it or they don't, and most of the time they do.
The preceding were excerpts from a speech rendered by President Mike Burke of the New York Yankees at the Manchester, New Hampshire baseball dinner held recently, the largest baseball dinner of its kind in the country. And this brings us to the end with Malice Toward None for today. Until tomorrow at the same time, Leo Cloutier, good day.
Please subscribe and hit the notification bell to get more classic sports interviews from Leo Cloutier with Malice Toward None.